fact that his or her rights are enjoyed. That is by ensuring that they go and participate in the civic affairs of the country. And I want to believe that this has been well delivered. And it is the same accord that I want to call upon every Ugandan to be disciplined and move without any intimidation whatsoever and exercise your constitutional mandate by voting or electing your leader who is going to serve you. And in the same vein, like now we are destined to delivering the services tomorrow, where we are going to have the LC3 elections. I want to call upon all our people to maintain the discipline. We are committed to ensuring that we shall maintain our visibility on the ground, coupled with our quick reaction forces. And I call upon the general population to share timely information where you think there is anyone who is intending to cause any intimidation or to cause any kind of environment which may not warrant a smooth flow tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much. And maybe possibly also I want to call upon, as we wind out, I want to call upon our stakeholders and partners that the electoral process is coming to an end. Therefore, I want to call upon you, the leaders and everyone, to disseminate the information of our communities getting involved into productive activities which are commencing soon by taking our children back to schools and live together in unity, because these issues of divisionism because of political environments and political campaigns, stock of voting is not called for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fund. Of course, Mildred, we are focusing for tomorrow's election, and of course, we have heard from police assuring the public here that, of course, they should go and cast their votes without fear or favor. Of course, we are counting over 730 polling stations in Tororo here, and of course, we look forward seeing how.
All right, David Ocheng, thank you so much. And in the same vein, speaking to the same police in Busoga East, have actually assured the public of safety and order ahead of the local government and town council elections that are scheduled for tomorrow. According to Michael Kasada, the Busoga police spokesperson, security forces are now fully prepared to secure the polls operations and as well as deployments that are ongoing across the area, with officers already positioned to prevent any sort of disruptions before, during, or even after the voting day. Let's get joined from Iganga by Michael Kasada, the police spokesperson, Busoga East. Mr. Kasada, a pleasure having you on NBS Live at 1. Good afternoon. And just how prepared are you to avert any likelihood of disruptions that could come from tomorrow's elections?
Thank you, Mildred. To our viewers, thank you very much. And from the initial stages, we've been peaceful. The forces are still on the ground to ensure that we have peaceful elections tomorrow. As I said, the forces are still on the ground, and we are still working with all the stakeholders to ensure that we have the very peaceful exercise like we've been doing before. In all corners, the forces are still deployed the way we were from the beginning. We are still on the ground to ensure that we have the best, as I say, the way we used, the way we had it from the initial stages. All we ask for from the members of the public is to maintain the peace. Initially, we had peace. From the very beginning of this exercise, we had peace. We've had peace. And our message is consistent. We call upon everyone to keep the peace that we've had from the very beginning.
All right. Any reports or incidents that could have happened in the previous elections from the 15th when we started to date?
Yeah, we had incidents. In this region, we had incidents in Iganga and in Mayuge. People who were trying to stage unlawful demonstrations, but we managed them well, and we had some arrests. The people that we arrested are already on remand, and we are now peaceful. There were just a few incidents, and at the moment we are peaceful. That's the peace that we should maintain to the very end.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Michael Kasada. He is the police spokesperson for Busoga East. Thank you so much for joining us, assuring Ugandans and also those particularly in his region that police is ready to take part in tomorrow's elections as peacefully as possible. Now, still talking about elections, the Election Commission in Ntungamo District has confirmed a full preparedness for tomorrow's elections over sub-county chairpersons, directly elected councillors, as well as sub-county women councillors, assuring the voters of a transparent and credible process through the mandatory use of the biometric voter verification kits, called them BVVKs, and also the biometric voter verification system. These, as operators undergo refresher training across all the constituencies to enhance efficiency and professionalism, while the Commission urges candidates to also mobilize supporters to turn up and vote between 7 a.m., which is opening time, and 4 p.m. Let's look at what the returning officer, Charles Wafula, had to say.
The country is going to have elections of sub-county chairpersons, parish councillors that we call directly elected councillors at sub-county, and then women councillors at sub-county. So we have three categories in summary: sub-county chairpersons, sub-county directly elected councillors, and sub-county women councillors. We are having them throughout the country, but particularly in Ntungamo, we're having that election that will start at 7 a.m. ending at 4 p.m. As EC, and particularly in Ntungamo, we are prepared for this election, and I urge all stakeholders to prepare their people, to prepare themselves, and give us the cooperation that they have been giving. Regarding preparedness, we are prepared as Electoral Commission. However, as I speak, the polling kits or polling materials are on the way. I've yet to receive them. At any time, I'm going to receive them. In this election, there's something probably new, or may not necessarily be new, but something we've heard about, called the BVS. We are going to have mandatory use of the BVK at all polling stations, 800 all polling stations and 34 sub-counties. We're going to use this BVS. My team is prepared. They have already uploaded the information that is needed. They have prepared all the machines. They are fully charged. And the team, the BVK trainers, have gone to the sub-counties to do a refresher course, a refresher training to the BVK operators. We're not taking this for granted. That's why we have called all the BVK operators back to be trained, to be given this refresher training, so that they remind themselves. They should not give an excuse that maybe they have forgotten. BVK is there to help so many things, but more importantly, to help avoid impersonation and ballot stuffing.
And from matters election to reconciliation, the religious leaders in West Nile have been asked to intervene and help to diffuse tensions that rose in the build-up to the 2026 elections. Job Richard Matwa, the Arua City Assistant Resident City Councillor, says the religious leaders have a pivotal role to play in calming the population, especially in the highly contested constituencies such as the Koboko Woman Member of Parliament, Arua City Central Division, as well as Terego East. Take a look.
I have been here from the time of nominations, campaigns for both presidential, parliamentary, mayoral, or LOC5, up to the lowest level of elections that we were able to have in Arua City here. Campaigns in West Nile largely have been very divisive activities. Languages people were using during the campaign were so bad to the extent that they were about blackmails, they were about insults, they were about total lies against the opponent. If you saw what happened in a Koboko district woman MP election, the chaos, if you saw what happened in Teregu East in the election of the constituency member of parliament, if you saw what happened in Maracha, both Maracha East and Maracha County, the kind of language, the sectarian tendencies that were there. If you finally saw what happened in Arua City here, the elections have left our people deeply divided. So our people are divided to the extent that in some of the places, up to now, people are only associating with the members of the different camps in which they were. If you don't belong to that camp, they will not even talk to you. Now, if we don't initiate a process of healing our people, reconciling our people, bringing back our people after election, then we risk tearing apart society. So what informs this press conference is the need for the leaders, the cultural leaders, religious leaders, retired eminent people like Chief Justices. We have around 3 Chief Justices, the retired one. We have very many Supreme Court Justices who are retired. So there is a need for these eminent people, including elders, members of Elders Forum, Interreligious Council of Uganda, to attempt to bring our people together, to heal the country, to reunite the country. Otherwise, every election cycle will leave the country more divided than it was before.
Now, voters are gearing up for the final polls tomorrow, set to elect division and sub-county representatives in the last cycle of elections for 2026. We now focus on how Kabale is prepared ahead of tomorrow's polls, and our reporter Rukia Nantaba talks to the returning officer of Kabale District, Aisha Nansubuga, for more details. Rukia, it's a final sigh, for one would say. It's been quite a lengthy process from the 15th. How does tomorrow look like for Kabale?
Thank you, Mildred, and good afternoon, everyone watching us this afternoon. We are coming to you live from Kabale Municipality, and behind me are the Electoral Commission offices for Kabale District. Now, Mildred, we are not going to be talking to Madam Aisha Nansubuga because she's as they cast their last ballot. Like we all know, it has really been a long journey, and here we are for the final wrap of tomorrow's elections. That is the division and sub-county chairpersons that will be taking place across the entire country, and Kabale is going to also to participate. But Madam Aisha says they are all set. They are currently in a meeting to ensure that tomorrow's election is well conducted. The machines are functioning. All officers will be on ground by 7 a.m. We are waiting to see if that will happen, since we all know that Kabale weather doesn't favor us to wake up at that time. But like she has stated earlier on before we came on air, she emphasized that as the Electoral Commission for Kabale, they are set to ensure that voters across Kabale district go for their last polling day, and that is tomorrow. We shall be here to ensure that we give you all the updates as they do unfold, whether the BVVK machines will be in position to function like we saw last Thursday, whether they will fail like we also saw on the 15th of January as the voters headed for the presidential and MP elections. That we'll await to see tomorrow, how they will function and how security will be up. But as I told you earlier, everything is set, security is ready to ensure that voters of Kabale district are ready to cast their ballot tomorrow. Let me get back to you at the Political Command Center. We shall keep you updated, our dear viewer, on how this poll goes on tomorrow. Mildred.
All right, thank you very much, Rukia Nantaba, for that update, and definitely we'll be here as the Political Command Center to bring you all the latest updates as we have the last cycle of elections, at least for this particular election period 2026, and then we could probably be talking about by-elections afterwards, probably arising from petitions or whatever the case will be. We'll be here to give you all that. But well, that's all we had time for. Thank you for joining us. I am Mildred Tohaise. Good afternoon and God bless you.